Present with me is former South African cricketer Lance Klusener, who is part of the Legends League, which is being, which is being played in India right now. Welcome to India today, Lance.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
How was your long flight from South Africa to India?
Excellent, fun. I've just come off one from Australia, so always coming to India seems a lot shorter. So yeah, it's been excellent.
How do you see this concept of Legends League, where all the world-class players come together after retirement and play against each other and with each other?
It's fantastic. I mean, I'm really looking forward to it. You play with people that you've watched on TV or possibly always just played against, and now to have them in the same team as you, I'm really looking forward to that. It's a great concept, and it allows us to get a taste of what it's like to play for a franchise. Not all of us had that opportunity to do that, so that's exciting.
You're part of the Manipal Tigers, and unfortunately, Manipal Tigers lost the last match against Bilbara Kings. Do you see the Manipal Tigers going ahead in the tournament and doing well?
Yes, of course. Well, I'm here, so but in saying that, excellent. I mean, the competition is great. That's great, and I think in these kind of competitions, you don't win all the games. So hopefully, we get a wobbly performance out the way, and we can play better from now.
You've just come back from Australia. Talking about Australia, India is playing against Australia, and prior to that, we had the Asia Cup. The performance of the Indians were not up to the mark. What's your take on the Indian team's performance right from the Asia Cup, not reaching the final, not winning the Asia Cup, and now losing the first T20 in Mohali?
Yeah, look, it's tough out there. There's some good teams. Asia Cup. There's been some good teams. Australia is a fantastic team. So, if you're not right on the money with your performances, it can look a bit ugly. But in saying that, I guess the challenge possibly has been a little bit better consistency from India in terms of maybe getting runs on the board, game in and game out. So, that's a bit of a challenge. But there's still time, I guess, from the World Cup that is the one that really counts. So I'm sure they're learning and growing the whole time.
You talked about the T20 World Cup. We just have a month left, exactly a month left for the T20 World Cup. What are the areas you think India should work on right before the T20 World Cup?
Yeah, as I said, just consistency in good performances. World Cups are one-off games. It's not like a series where you're able to catch up or learn from your mistakes against a certain opposition. So it's a different mentality. But India have a very good record in World Cups and one-off tournaments. So they know how to play that. So I'm sure we'll have a lot better and a lot more consistent performance from them. But yeah, I think that's the challenge really is to back up good game after good game.
Death bowling has been a concern for Team India, right, from the Asia Cup till the time they played the first T20 in Mohali. Do you think they need to improve that? Because whether it is Harsha Patel who bowled the 18th over or Bhuvneshwar who's been inconsistent with death bowling.
Yeah, I mean, death bowling is definitely, in T20 cricket, you're going to go down to that last over, somehow. But I think that's a concern for every team is to be making sure that your bowlers are hitting that. And sometimes, there's no doubt that they've prepared and done all their homework. But sometimes, just actually nailing it on the day. And that's the consistency I've been talking about is that, if they can just nail that consistency, it'll make a big difference.
Do you think it is a well-balanced Indian team for the T20 World Cup, or do you think one name that should have made to the list?
No, look, I mean, I'm happy with that. There's always borderline players that some feel should be in, and others feel, that they shouldn't be there. So that's always good for debate. But I think all in all, generally, it's a good, solid team, and there's no doubt for me that they'll be right up there competing for the trophy.
Mitchell Johnson is also part of the Legends League, and he pinpointed one aspect that India is one pace bowler short. Do you agree? Shami should have made to the T20 squad for the World Cup.
Yeah, as I said, it's always some people's opinion against others, and that's good for the sport. Shami's a fantastic bowler, and yeah, if he's playing well, and possibly it is. It is Australia where fast bowling kind of wins you the games, I guess, and there's a little bit of assistance there. But I'm sure there's a very good, solid reason, why selectors have made that choice.
Last two questions. Do you think the new ICC rules that will be applicable during the T20 World Cup? What's your take on that, and will it make any difference? How do you see the new rules?
Um, Yeah, look, I mean, they're small changes. I think the time wasting in terms of making sure that people are getting to face is a little bit is a little bit faster, I guess, and the fielding restrictions in terms of slow over rate. So that's all about just speeding up the game, which for me is a good thing, and probably in terms of T20 cricket, that's where we want to go. Is we want it short, fast, and accurate as well.
What about the Mankad rule? It has been removed from unfair section to being called as the run out. Is that fine for you?
Yeah, look, I mean, it doesn't. It's not something that happens every game, and it's kind of marginal, and it really just for me it's a name change. It's not a big thing, but for me the time wasting, I guess, an interesting one is making sure that if the batsmen do cross, the incoming batsman, I guess, is on strike, which has been a tactic teams have used in the past. Um, is it necessary? I don't know. Is it going to make a big difference? Possibly, possibly not. But it's minor changes which people have decided to make. But for me, the time wasting ones are probably the most important.
And South Africa is playing really good cricket. Do you see them reaching the semi-finals in the T20 World Cup? And who are your top four teams for the T20 World Cup?
Yeah, I definitely I do. I see South Africa, Australia, India, Pakistan, um, possibly being those four. Never count out New Zealand in a World Cup as well. So I guess those five teams will be there. And again, World Cup is about consistency of performance, and the team that can find that recipe in that month or so will be there playing the final.
Thank you so much, Lance, for speaking to us. This was Lance Klusener, former South African cricketer, who's very excited for the Legends League and is expecting India, Pakistan, South Africa, Australia to be the top four teams in the T20 World Cup.